Values in action.
Responsibility often begins in the smallest of moments. It's in the quiet choices, the everyday decisions that reveal who we truly are. A helping hand, a thoughtful gesture, a silent promise to care. It's not about waiting for direction. It's about noticing what needs to be done and doing it. In these simple acts, something powerful takes root. Because responsibility isn't given, it's lived. And it starts right here.
What does responsibility mean to you? Is it about doing what's expected, or is it about doing more, especially when no one's watching? Responsibility isn't just a checklist. It's about stepping up, speaking up, and owning the ripple effect of our actions. Today, let's explore what responsibility looks like when it's not just a word, but a way of life.
It is about being accountable, not only for your successes, but also for your mistakes.
Responsibility is taking care of things that matter, even when no one is watching.
These reflections remind us responsibility isn't a rule, it's a value, and we live by it, we lead by it. Our story takes us to the heart of rural India, to a quiet village in Murshidabad, West Bengal. Here, the mornings begin with the calls of birds, the scent of wet earth after the rain. Each morning, Babar Ali would rise early, don his neatly pressed school uniform, and walk about 10 kilometers to his school. As he passed through the village, he would see children carrying bricks, working in the fields, or sitting idly in the heat, wishing for a life they couldn't afford.
Baba, why aren't the other children going to school like me?
They want to, Baba, but their families need them to work. They can't afford books, and they certainly can't spare the time.
That evening, as Babar sat on the edge of his bed, these words weighed heavily on him. He couldn't shake the thought that something had to change. He couldn't accept the idea that these children, so full of potential, were being deprived of an education simply because of their circumstances. The next day, Babar made a decision that would change his life and lives of thousands of others. After school, instead of heading home to relax, he went to his backyard and found a few old planks of wood. He used them to build a makeshift blackboard, gathered some second-hand textbooks, and began to teach.
Come here, I'm starting a school. Let's begin with the alphabet.
At first, only a handful of children came to his backyard school, just 5 students. But as word spread, the number grew. 10, then 50. Soon more and more children from the village started joining, eager to learn. But Baba's initiative wasn't without its challenges. His father initially didn't like the idea of him taking up the initiative.
Baba, you are a child yourself. How can you teach? What do you know?
But Babar did not waver.
He's just a child. What can he possibly teach?
I might be young, but I have the will to make a difference. This is our future I'm shaping, not just mine.
Babar's resilience paid off. Slowly but surely, more and more villagers began to support him. Older students volunteered to help teach. A local farmer offered benches. A retired teacher came forward to lend a hand. What had started as a small, humbled effort in Babar's backyard blossomed into a full-fledged school, a movement for change in a place that once seemed untouched by progress. By the time Babar turned 16, his school, now known as Anand Shiksha Niketan, had educated over 100 children. And in a groundbreaking moment, the school was officially recognized by the government. His work garnered national attention when in 2009, the BBC featured him in a documentary, calling him the youngest headmaster in the world. It not only highlighted his extraordinary efforts, but also caught the eye of the international community. Over the years, Babar has received countless accolades for his work. He has been honored with the CNN IBN Real Heroes Award and was named NDTV's Extraordinary Indian of 2009. But Babar didn't do it for the awards, he didn't do it for fame. He did it because as a child, he saw a need and he took responsibility. He didn't wait for someone else to act, instead, he chose to act himself. He understood that when you take responsibility, you create change. Today, the school continues to grow, serving over 5,000 children from classes 1 to 8. Children who might have never had the chance to go to school if not for Baba's leadership. His story is a powerful reminder that responsibility is about more than just answering a call for help. It's about seeing the world's injustices and choosing to act. It's about taking responsibility for your community, for your future, and for the lives you can touch. And so, Babar Ali School remains a beacon of hope in Murshidabad. It stands as proof that when one person steps up, they can change the course of countless lives. Baba didn't wait for someone else to act. He didn't wait for permission. He took responsibility, and in doing so, he has transformed thousands of lives.
Education for all is my dream, but it is the only Babar Ali I cannot actualize this long cherished dream. But if the people like you can come forward to do this kind of work, still now who need the education, and if we can work together, I hope we will make a better nation for our future generation.
Responsibility isn't only found in remote villages or distant stories. Sometimes it's right here on our own campus. Meet Janvi Yadav, IBR 2 student and ex-president of the GIIS Red Cross Youth Chapter. Not long ago, while in her condominium in Singapore, Janvi noticed an elderly woman collapse in the swimming pool.
And I realized something was not right. I called my mom. I told her I think someone is drowning. She urged me to go down, and I also had that thing in me that because I have the CPR skills, I should go and help out as well. At this time, it was only around a month or around 3 months after we had completed the CPR training. So the knowledge that we gained through that was still fairly recent and was still fresh in my mind. So I went down. I kneeled beside the woman, and immediately the man who was sitting there also asked me, "Are you CPR certified?" And I was like, "Yes, I am." And we assessed whether she's breathing, because if you want to administer CPR, the 2 criteria that the person, the casualty, has to meet is A, they have to be not breathing, and they have to be unconscious. So if any one is not met, you cannot give CPR. So we saw that she was unconscious and she was not breathing. So immediately I started giving her CPR. After a while, she started foaming from her mouth, and you could see she was sticking out her tongue and trying to gasp for air. And because there was foam coming out of her mouth, I suggested we move her onto her side. There's something called recovery position. So that's where you move the person onto their side so that if there's anything can start coming out, and in general just advisable to put them in this position. During that time when we were giving CPR and people had come down, someone also called 995. The paramedics came, then they also started assessing the woman's condition, and that's what happened at that time.
As we mark Red Cross Day this May, Janvi's story reminds us that true responsibility is about rising when it matters most. Responsibility knows no borders. Now, it's your turn. Is there a classmate you can support? An idea you can lead? A need you can meet without waiting to be asked? Ask yourself, what's one thing I can take responsibility for today? Because when we choose responsibility, we grow into leaders. And that's when real change begins. Last month, many of you took part in something meaningful, Empathy Circles. You spoke about moments when you needed support but found it hard to express. And hearing how your classmates would have responded with kindness showed us that empathy lives in all of us. It just needs a moment to shine. This month, we shift our focus to a new value, responsibility. Your class teacher will be sharing more about this month's activity, where you'll get to reflect on what it truly means to take ownership, not just of your actions, but of their impact on others. Thank you for being a part of this episode of Values in Action. As we honor Red Cross Day, let's remember, responsibility isn't handed out, it's chosen. We'll see you next time.
Hey there, I'm Griffin, your school mascot. So great to see you again. To me, responsibility means understanding that our actions, big or small, can make a difference in someone's life. So let's make those actions count. That's it for today's episode. But before we wrap up, Your class teacher has a special activity on responsibility to share with you. Reflect, participate, and always remember. When we act with heart, we grow stronger together. See you soon.